Hello, Miss Fang here again. Okay, today we'll be learning about further inverse proportion. But before you start the lesson, do check that you have this worksheet behind your worksheet 1.3. Okay, we are going to look at worksheet 1.4 for this lesson. Further inverse proportion. Okay, let's do some recap. What's the general looking of inverse proportion graph for y against x? It will be a C curve. How about the graph of y against 1 over x? It will be a straight line graph. But this C-curve graph is more commonly seen for inverse proportion. Question 4. 35 workers are needed to build a house in 16 days. How many days will 28 workers working at the same rate take to build the same house? For this kind of question, I guess some of you have learned how to solve this in the modeling method in your primary school. And now we are learning a new method of solving this in terms of inverse proportion. Okay, the idea is still about the same. We need to know if number of workers decrease, does the number of days increase or decrease? Inverse proportion? Yes, if you have less workers means you need more days. So this inverse proportion. Okay, we have two variables here, number of workers and the number of days. So we need the table of two columns. 35 workers will take 16 days. So we need to find for 28 workers, how many days will they take? So for this case, we will try to find how many days does one worker need. So for 35 to become 1, we divided by 35. Less worker now, we need more days, which means at this second column, we multiply by 35. And now, we can find what is the number of days needed by 28 workers. For 1 to become 28, we multiply. More men now means less number of days. So we divide here to find number 20. So far so good. Okay, let's continue. Second question. Question 5. If it takes 3 men to dig 2 identical trenches in 5 hours, if all men work at the same rate, how long will it take for 5 men to dig 7 of these trenches? How many variables is here? 3, which is number of men, number of trenches, and number of hours. For this kind of question, please be careful. You cannot make all 3 change at the same time. Try to keep one of it as a constant. So I'll keep the number of trenches as a constant, so don't touch it. We find 1 man to do 2 trenches need how many hours? For 3 to become 1, we divided by 3. Less men now, we need more time, so we multiply, yes. Then we have already found 1 man. Now we can reduce the number of trenches. We find 1 man, 1 trenches, 1 trench. How long does he need? Here, we can divide by 2 just by normal simple maths, not inverse proportion. Okay. Then now, how many trenches is needed? Okay, 1 trenches. Now 5 men is going to do the 1 trenches together. So more men will take lesser time. So we divided by 5. Then we get 1.5. Mean 5 men do 1 trenches together. They only took 1.5 hours. Then 7 trenches will take 10.5 hours. So this is how we solve the question of this kind. So far so good. If you still feel unsure about the concept, you may watch this video again. If not, please clarify with the teacher in class. Have a nice day.